range of probability. Probability of any event ranges from 0 to 1. This probability is greater than 0 or equal to 0, and the probability of any event is less than 1 or equal to 1. So probability of any event may be more than 0, may be equal to 0, or less than 1, or equal to 1. Sometimes probability of any event becomes 0, or sometimes it becomes 1. If probability of any event is 0, the event is said to be impossible event. Such type of event is not possible. We can't get such event. Like when we throw a die and we want to get 7 there, we can't get 7 from that die. In that case, we get impossible event, or probability of that event becomes 0. In case of probability, if probability of any event is 1, the event is called sure event, sure or certain event. Like when we throw a die and we want to get a number less than 7. So whatever we get from that throwing of die, that may be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6, they all are less than 7. So when we want to get less than 7, we always get that less than 7. Such type of event is said to be sure event, and probability of that event must be equal to 1. But the probability cannot less than 0 or more than 1. If the probability of any event is minus, then it is wrong. If it is, we get that it is more than 1, that also our calculation is wrong. So probability always occur in between 0 and 1. It is the range of probability. Next, we will discuss one more example here. Two coins are tossed. Two coins are tossed simultaneously 500 times. And we get 2 head, 1 head or no head. We get 2 heads for about 105 times. And 1 head 275 times. And no head, that is 120 times. We have to find the probability of each of the events. Find the probability of each events. considered three types of event. First one is two head, second one is one head, and third one is no head. Our experiment is two coins are tossed simultaneously. If two coins are tossed, what are the outcomes? What are the events? What we get from tossing of these coins? Like the events will be when there are present two coins. These are the coins. In one coin, let we get head. Another coin also we get head. That is H. Next, in first coin we get head, and the second coin we get tail. That becomes head, tail. Similarly, in first coin we get tail, and second coin we get head. That will be TH. In first coin we get tail, and second coin also we get tail. That is T. In this way we get four different types of events. But here it is considered 500 times it is tossed. That means we have to count the total number of pairs is 500. According to our formula, the number of pairs in which the event is happened by total number of pairs. When we want to get two heads, probability of two heads, then we have to consider this 105 is the favorable event or the favorable trails, because in these trails we got two heads and the total number of trails is 500. That is total number of trails, and in the trails in which the event happened. So here total number of trails is 500. If it is not mentioned this type of total number of trails, then we can take such type of events. Since it is already mentioned that out of these 500 trails we got this number of times for our favorable events, so we have to consider these numbers. Then the total number of trails is 500. Then let Q1 is the event in which we get two heads E2 is the event in which we get one head. E3 is the event in which we get no head. So probability of event E1, that means probability of getting two heads. This E1 stands for getting two heads. So P1 is the probability of getting two heads. The number of trails of getting two heads is 105 and total number of trails is 500. So P1 is 105 by 500. Similarly, when we want to get the probability of E2, that means probability of getting one PE2. Total number of the 275 by total number of tests, that is 500. It is 275 by 500. Next, P3. It is the probability of getting the event of no head. Probability of event where we can't get head. Probability of no head. That is the number of tests in which no head happened. That means 120. By total number of tests, that is 500. It is 120 by 500. We can express all these fractions into decimal also, like it is 0.21 or 275 by 500 is 0.55 or 120 by 500 is 0.24. If we add all these 0.21, 0.55 and 0.24, then we get 1 here. That sum of each of these elementary events becomes 1. Here P1 plus P2 plus P3 equal with 0.21 plus 0.55 plus 0.24 is 1. Next, a die is thrown 1000 times with the frequencies of the outcomes. Constant frequencies. And the probability of each of the outcomes. Here we have to denote each of the outcomes, like event of getting 1, event of getting 2 as E1, E2, like that. That E1 stands for event event of getting E3 stands for event of getting 3. E4 stands for event of getting 4. E5 stands for event of getting 5, and E6 stands for event of getting 6. Next, we have to find the probability of each of the events. P1, that is probability of getting 1. Here number of trials for getting 1, it is 170, and total number of trials is 1000. Number of trials in which 1 happened, but total number of trials. The number of trials in which 1 happened, that is 179. But total number of trials is 1000. But it can be written as 1.179. Now we can find P2 in this way. P2, that is number of trials in which 2 happened, which is equal to 150, but total number of trials is 1000, which is equal to 0.15. Similarly, P3, that is number of trials in which 3 happened, 157, by total number of trials, that is 1000, 0.157. Next, P4, number of trials in which 4 happened, 149, by total number of trials, that is 0.149. Next, P5, number of trials in which 5 happened, which is equal to 175, by total number of trials, that is 1000, 0.175. And P6, probability of getting event 6. The number of trials in which 6 happened is 190, by total number of trials, 190 by 1000 is 0.19. Here, if we add all these probability of E1, E2, E3, E4, E5 and E6, then also we get 1. Here, P1 plus P2 plus P3 plus P4 plus P5 plus P6 becomes 1. Here we will get 1 there. In next class we will discuss about some more different types of experiment and how to find the probabilities of their events.